Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the Mild Mannered Movie Review with your host, Tim.
And Tony. On this week's episode, we will be talking about Captain America, Civil War.
Along with everything else happening in the geek world.
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it.
Yeah, well, I saw it on
Just texted me.
rerun. It's a rerun.
That's what she said.
Tuesday
Giggity,
works
giggity.
best.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Winter is coming.
Oh my god, they've killed Kenny!
You wanna hug it out? Bing, pots, dairy, legendary.
So, how's your week been?
It's been pretty good. Eventful. I don't know, kind of. There was a lot of news.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
A lot of
this
stuff
weekend,
on
yeah.
social media. Trying to catch up on old shows I want to watch, and
New stuff's
coming back on TV, so yeah. But I did finish Justice League Season 2, which was awesome.
It just keeps getting better as you go on.
I watched the first couple episodes of Unlimited, so already... Unlimited is very different, though.
It's got like a different feel to it.
Yeah, and there's not the two-parter. I do like the two-parter.
They leave the two-parters for like the big episodes.
Makes sense.
But there's not as much.
Yeah. And then I did watch the Talking Tunes with Robert Paulson and the Justice League that you sent me.
Yeah, that was another cool...
50 minutes of them talking.
Oh, yeah.
But I do love the end. They give them the script from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, well, like when they... From the Fellowship, when they first all meet about and decide to go. And that...
And Kevin Conroy saying, one does not simply walk into Mordor. It's perfect. Yeah, Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 1 was Sunday, which was an awesome episode. And I watched The Oath, which is on Hulu now, with Ike Barinholtz and Tiffany Haddish. Okay. It wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be.
That was the one
they have to sign an oath before Black Friday.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
At his family Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and
they're all arguing over it. It has its moments, but it's not. It wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be, just because the cast is hysterical. Him and his brother.
Oh yeah, them together.
Them two. It is funny watching him yell at his brother though.
The whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my week.
Yeah. And we're going to hear, right here, insert Mike Coca insult. Just because
until he's on.
Until he guest stars.
We're gonna bring him up and trash him.
I might make a little
weeks
up here.
Weeks Mike Coca hasn't been on the show.
That's a good one. Well, I'll
we'll count from week 1 though. Since we started.
So when you eventually inevitably catch up on this in a couple weeks, since you're behind all the time, you'll know about this.
Yep.
And then I've got so many shows to watch. Game of Thrones, I'm just gonna wait until
it's
the
all
season's
done.
over and then go through it. Everything will be spoiled probably, but but I think if you
wait long enough, you'll forget the things that you read. I think I got Breaking Bad spoiled multiple times until I actually watched.
That was another one where it's
actually caught
this
up.
happened. It's okay, cool.
I don't know who any of those people are, so you're speaking another language at this point.
But yeah, I'll take recommendations from shows and add it to my crazy list, like Scrubs and Community. I want to get on.
I do need to watch Psych.
Oh, I have. It's all on Amazon, but before it was, I bought the box set. It's somewhere over there. Yeah, it's somewhere over there, or it's behind the door, I think.
Might have to borrow those then.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll. If you guys have any suggestions, anyone listening, I will take some.
All right, let's jump right into our first segment.
Clark Kent, just a mild-mannered reporter.
He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
General, haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
Well, I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky.
Vicky Vale. I'm intrigued by Alex's giant bat story, so I've done some...
Oh, the Batman.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
The
police won't help, the press has to do the right thing.
You serious?
All right, first up on the docket, Titans has cast its Bruce Wayne, and it is Game of Thrones star alum Ian Glenn.
Also the bad guy in... we'll do this on the fly.
Yeah.
The bad guy in...
Tomb
Raider.
Oh, yeah. In Tomb Raider 1, right? They like Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie's, but
the
it's
first
2.
one or 2? Cradle of Life?
2. Oh, no. I think it is. It's 2 because it's with, what's his face? Daniel Craig.
He was in 1, though.
Okay, he's from Cradle of Life. Oh, you know what? It might be the first one.
It's Cradle... Now I gotta look.
Yeah, I was just saying, you look that up while I do this.
I knew we forgot something.
And I wasn't sure if you brought it. That's why I didn't say anything.
No, he's in the first one.
It is the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Although Daniel Craig might be in both. Nope, he's not.
No, because it's
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler in the second one,
yeah. Yeah, but I think that's a good one. I'm sure. I mean, he's older, which is older than I don't know any Bruce Wayne we've had recently. But I think he'd be perfect. I don't know if we'll see him in the cowl though, at all.
Yeah, it'll probably just be Bruce Wayne, the like Bruce Wayne, not as Batman. Would be my guess.
All right, I'll read yours.
Yes.
Disney Plus details. It's going to be $6.99 a month. Most. Oh, they're going to give us everything at launch. Mostly everything
at launch, from what I saw.
And it's going to be $70 a year.
I'm pretty sure it was $70 a year.
Yeah.
I think it was like $5 cheaper than
DC Universe. Yeah, and it's 50 cents cheaper a month, which is crazy that they're making it so low and giving us.
And it's like $10 cheaper than Netflix.
I think there's going to be like what at start like 5 different original shows that you can only get there.
Oh yeah, at least.
What else? We talked about Hawkeye. They're doing a Loki one. There's rumors of a Vision and Scarlet Witch. And then there is also a Falcon and
Winter Soldier
show.
Yeah. So
goes good with this episode.
And it's kind of got the look of like a DC.
It looks very similar to it's like a mix between DC and Netflix.
Yeah.
It looks more like Netflix though.
Oh yeah, where it's got like the different categories you can pick from, and then
yeah. Oh, and the Mandalorian, which we'll get to. Yeah, and that's I believe we said last week November.
I think November, yeah.
November. I want to say mid-November, like November 16th or something. It's releasing.
Right around there.
So that should be awesome.
Yeah, so effectively it killed the Disney Vault. but now the vault is completely accessible.
Yeah.
So.
Next up, Tomb Raider sequel reportedly in the works.
Speaking of Tomb Raider.
Speaking of. Which is funny because I'm playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I was just saying, are you playing that?
I'm like halfway through. Oh, a little over halfway through. I'm trying to collect everything too, so that's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and I watched the remake that's based off of this trilogy of games.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I must have been a few weeks ago, and I looked up if they were ever doing a sequel. It was like, no sequel announced. I was like, God damn it. Like, they leave it at a cliffhanger.
I thought it did well enough to do it.
Did pretty well, but, yeah, I guess they finally, and I think they have a writer. I don't know if they're sticking with the same director or not, or if they've signed anybody else.
Yeah, well,
but I do know they are writing the script.
Yes. Yeah, and because we need more Nick Frost.
We do.
And then next up, the new Charlie's Angels is reportedly continuing the story from the old TV show and the 2 previous movies. So it's not like a reboot or
reboot-ish.
It's kind of like a reboot, but it's still like all the stuff happened before, and this is like the new team. Or Charlie got rich, so now it's like a global thing.
Global thing, yeah, that's what I heard, that they're expanding the universe, so there could be possibly multiple of these if they did well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which I'll probably go see it. Just why not?
Why not? Next up, Chris Hemsworth joins the Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie. The newest cameo to be announced. Yeah. I don't know if there's going to be a surprise in this movie because he keeps posting everyone who's in it. I did read someone's like, "Can you please just give us one surprise? Like,
please leave one thing for the movie."
Yeah, but I don't know. It shows them at a green screen, so I wonder what his role is going to be. It's got to be something small,
exactly.
But he's standing in front of a green screen for it,
so it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
And then last up, it was kind of a leak or rumor, but I think it's confirmed basically that the Xbox One S, the all digital model, is supposedly releasing next month.
So
no disc drive at all like online download.
See, that makes
it's supposed to be like
sense.
$250, so it's still almost like full price.
I mean, I download most of my games anyway.
This thing, most people are moving to just download only.
But I do use it as a Blu-ray and DVD player though.
Right, because most things Blu-ray, you want the best quality out of it.
Yeah.
So. And then we also got some PS5 details. It was a bunch of like hardware and software jargon and stuff, but basically it will be backwards compatible to PS4, which I'll enjoy. It's supposed to have it's supposed to basically get rid of loading times, like loading screens, because it's going to have a hard drive in itself. So it's just supposed to be like crazy beefy and faster.
Nice. I'll take your PS4 when you buy it.
I'm not gonna do that. I learned that with the PS3, because I sold all my PS2 stuff to buy the PS3.
And then you can play.
And then I still have the PS3 right there, but I have a 4. So all those old PS2 games I really like that aren't backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Kind of bummed about that. And now it looks like it's time to talk about some new trailers.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
First up, we got a trailer for The Professor, starring Johnny Depp.
Looks interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be...
He's got what? I think it was a couple months to live.
6 months or something to live. And he's a professor at a university that just kind of...
And he just goes off the
does
rails.
whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Just a nightmare is what it looks like to me. Is what looks like it's going on.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be funny though. So
yeah,
I'll watch that one. Next up, we got a Netflix movie, Wine Country, by I think Tina Fey is directing, or Amy Poehler is directing it. But like they're all
it's like another Bridesmaids almost.
Yeah.
It's got that. Well, actually, almost very similar.
Very similar. Yeah, it looks hysterical though.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
wine country drinking and.
What do they call this one? White wine.
White wine.
Ooh, my favorite.
Or there's the scene where they're all rolling down the hill. I just want to know what's going on there. They're all like egging each other on.
Everyone, it's like a wine. Granted, I've never been out there, but yeah, everyone's like in like suits and like nice dresses and
t-shirts that say "Happy 5-0."
And then we also got a trailer for Archer 1999.
This looks awesome.
Yeah, that looked crazy. I missed. I think I've only been caught up on 7 or 8.
Did you see Dreamworld?
No, I think the last one was
Archer Vice or whatever.
I think it was Vice, yeah, where they're drug dealers. And
they do one. No, they do one after that where they're PIs.
Okay, then I think Vice is still the last one.
Okay, yeah, and then they go into these dream worlds where he's like that's it. He's like a 1950s PI. That's what it was. And then
I missed that one.
Last year was he was a pilot, and like also like in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to catch up on that one and see the new stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could watch. I mean, all these last few episodes have nothing to do with anything.
Right,
So
yeah,
like
so
you could even watch this
just
newest
watching
one.
the show.
Yeah, it's just all the same people in different. And it looks like Pam's
I
gonna
was
be an
like,
alien, which
I was like,
be
is that
awesome.
carrying over from
She was
something, or-
in the last season. She was a parrot, which was hysterical. Or was she a parrot? No. Krieger was a parrot. That's what it was. So one of them has always been something weird. It seems like. Yeah. So I can't wait for that one. Next up, we got a bunch of Star Wars trailers.
Yes.
The Clone Wars Season 6.
It's the only one I didn't see, but
I watched it, today. I haven't seen any of the other seasons. That is one of the list of shows that I want to watch after I catch up on these DC ones. I think I'll do that one.
Go to that one.
Yeah, try to catch up before this season comes out, but it looks really good. See a lot of like she's fighting like Mandalorians, and it looks like the main character. You know what I'm talking about? Akir.
It's like it's spelled like Ashoka, but I think it's Ahsoka.
Something like that. It looks like she's leaving Anakin
in the first season. She's his
apprentice.
Yeah.
And then didn't she die or something? And she's back. I don't know.
I think
Something
that's the
weird's
story. I
happening.
haven't gotten that far, but
it looks like but this whole
and they're like even in the first season, she's kind of like, "Hey, you're being an asshole. Like, what do you do?" Like, so clearly she's aware of that he's going to be turned to the dark side, but
it looks good. It looks like it's based all around her, and should be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be cool that they're continuing that. And then speaking of the Mandalorian, we got it was kind of like a teaser, like behind the scenes one is the one that I watched.
Yeah, that's the one I watched.
For the Mandalorian, the TV series.
Yeah, we don't get much. I mean, they talk about what the story is about.
Yeah, they talk about it's set after
5 years after.
And I was gonna start talking about the video game because I had watched something on that. But yeah, it's set like 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Also, I've been reading a lot that Jango Fett and Boba Fett
they are not meant. Yes, I've been reading that too.
But all right, so in Attack of the Clones, which that's the second movie, right? Attack of the Clones. I'm getting them all
Phantom
confused.
Menace, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Yes.
In that one,
Revenge of the Sith.
They mentioned that he's like they based their clones off of Jango Fett, who's the greatest Mandalorian. But I guess they're saying that he got excommunicated. I've read very different things.
I've read that he's just a bounty hunter that acquired Mandalorian
that,
armor.
or that he was excommunicated, or he just found the armor.
There's a lot of different theories.
Yeah, and then Boba Fett I'm guessing, did the same. But I don't think his seems like he stole that armor.
Yeah, well, because all the clones are clones of him.
Yeah.
I remember that was the storyline.
I know the Clone Wars show mentions Jango Fett not being
it.
Yeah.
I think there was like a throwaway line.
There is a line where one senator's talking to
some guy's
Obi-Wan.
like, "No, that's bullshit." Almost, basically.
So like this one's gonna be about an actual Mandalorian, because I guess they're very honorable. Although in the description, it sounds like this guy's not going to be honorable though either.
Sounds like he's going to be pretty much a bounty hunter, just looking for some cash.
But it looks good, and I like all of the actors. I didn't know. I forgot Carl Weathers was going to be in it. And then the chick from Deadpool,
Gina Carano.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks good. And then next up, we got a trailer for the video game Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes, which, as I was going to say earlier, takes place after
Order 66.
Basically, right after they execute the Order 66. Yeah.
Yeah. So like right
after
Revenge of
the movie,
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that happens in the movie.
And the lead is going to be Cameron Monaghan from Gotham and Shameless.
I think the guy from Krypton is voicing in it too.
Who from
the main guy?
Oh, the main character.
Yeah. I think it's Cameron Cuff.
Yeah.
I think either that or he posted. I saw him post something like, "I'm excited for this," or "I'm excited to be part of it," or something. But it's supposedly just a single player only game, so
EA can't mess it up.
Well, EA even tweeted like there's going to be no loot boxes, no microtransactions, and it's like it's kind of a shady thing to do. It's like, hey, no, we're not doing that. But
although they did fix, I didn't play Battlefront 2 originally, but playing it recently, they've fixed it.
It's better.
Yeah. As far as, I mean, I wouldn't buy any of that stuff anyway. So
no, I'd only get those if they're like on sale.
Yeah.
And then last up of our Star Wars news,
which was the very first thing they posted. It feels like.
We got a trailer for Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
The Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker.
Whatever.
Whatever.
For the real nerds out there. That looks pretty cool.
It does. Her jumping over
Her doing a crazy jump.
Yeah. Over Kylo Ren in the ship.
Is it though?
Who knows?
I mean, it's gotta be, but they only show the gloves.
Even
him
then, that fixing the helmet too.
But when did he get hair on his arms? Because like when they show the close up, it's like all hairy.
Oh, I didn't notice that. See, you notice a lot more than I did.
Yeah. Well, it was more like watching people.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Then we get to see Lando.
Actually, it was watching Kevin Smith talk about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with him and Ralph Garman did like a 20-minute thing about it.
I don't know. Maybe it's who would be fixing it then.
Maybe maybe it's whoever's laughing at the end of the trail.
Emperor Palpatine. Yeah. Was he notably hairy?
I don't know.
Now I'm gonna have to go back.
We're like 8 months ahead of when this comes out.
I know, and we're not gonna get much. Even
not much for.
They're pretty good at that.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get probably more in-depth trailers than Endgame.
Oh yeah.
But
see, but Endgame's like every couple of days they're dropping like TV stuff that I have to stop watching.
It's not giving away too much. I watched.
No,
them
but
all,
the scene where there's like the big gap in the grass, it's Pepper standing in front of all of them.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I think I did see that. So.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. I kind of knew that already, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Rise of Skywalker. Another thing he said was like, it could be, you know how it's like the Jedi and the Sith, like the Skywalker is the new name of them all.
Of all of them?
Of like all the Jedis are going to be Skywalkers.
Yeah, that's stupid. I don't like that.
That'd be cool. It's like a religion type thing, is what Kevin Smith was saying. I've heard a couple other people.
Like the younger. Yeah, but then. So you're just going to mix them both? Then you need a villain for that, though.
Solos. I don't know. You're right. Yeah, it's a loose one.
That's a loose one.
We'll see.
Because there were Skywalkers that were good and bad. And in between.
All of them. The only one that's been bad. Well, yeah, but
and then
he redeemed
Luke was
himself.
good. And then you kind of count Kylo Ren as a Skywalker. He's bad.
He's technically a Skywalker. Half of him is, yeah.
So bad. So I guess if you combine them both, there's an overarching villain.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call them Skywalkers though.
Who knows? We will see what JJ decides to go with.
Yeah, or Rey was actually one of their kids. She's somebody. JJ has had in his mind she's somebody.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna address it too.
I don't know why they just didn't let him do all three. Doesn't make sense to me.
I was okay with The Last Jedi trying to do whatever it was trying to do.
They wanted to be different, and
it was different, and a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah. I liked Force Awakens for the reason it being the
because
same.
It was A New Hope.
Yeah, with like a few differences, minor differences.
So this is basically going to be
a mix between
Return of the Jedi.
Pretty
just
much.
Straight up.
Yeah. I'm fine with that,
yeah. Though. Okay, but we're going to be moving on to some TNT Trivia.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Batman.
I'm Wayne Brady Betts!
I am your father.
I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am Batman!
I am the Clit Commander.
I am Groot! Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm rich, biatch!
This week the theme is Captain America: Civil War.
All right. You want to go first?
Sure.
Next week I'll probably go. Because we'll just do it in line next
Yeah.
week. Yeah, so you go
Perfect.
first.
Habada.
It's getting harder and harder because there's more and more people.
There's more and more people, and okay, this will be easy, but
I got a very easy one. You're banned from the podcast if you don't get mine.
Well, I'm in trouble then. Okay, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Captain America: Civil War. Brothers and Sisters. And Revenge.
I want to say Sebastian Stan. I don't know those other two. Incorrect. Is it?
They have also.
How about what? No, what's Falcon? I can't remember. I'm blanking. On
Anthony Mackie?
Yeah.
No. Also in Everwood, in Rings, and The Ring
Carter?
2. Yes.
I was like, there's one more person.
Emily Van Camp.
Okay.
I should ban you. She was a star of Revenge for years.
I don't know what Revenge is.
It's some show on ABC.
I should ban you.
Let's see if I can find any trivia about her. She is a ballet dancer. She also grew up speaking French and is fluent in French. Also, didn't know this one. Her ex-boyfriend, Chris Pratt, played her brother on Everwood.
Did not know that.
Did not know that they were dating.
Must have been a long time ago.
And then last up, she is a big ice hockey fan and of the Montreal Canadiens.
All right.
Did not know that she was interesting.
All right, ready for my brain buster?
Chris Pratt, good. Damn, yes. I'm screwed.
First movie is 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Okay. Okay, maybe not so much screwed.
I Love You, Man.
Okay, definitely not screwed.
Third movie, Ant-Man.
Okay.
Fourth movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Gonna have to go with Paul Rudd here.
Paul Rudd is correct.
Can I add a fifth?
Sure.
Role models.
Role models. All right, some random facts. Was a disc jockey at bar mitzvahs before his career became successful.
To have a beer with that guy would be.
Received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, July 3rd, 2015. Always plays a clip of Mac and Me.
I love that. Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, Google it or YouTube it.
I YouTubed, or it was like on one of the recommended videos. The first time he
the
ever
very
did it.
first
Yeah.
one, he plays it twice. Too, or there's one. Oh no, for Ant-Man, he plays it twice. Yeah. It's hysterical. And then my last one is he is a self-described mega fan of the television series Lost, and then he co-starred with Evangeline Lilly, who wasn't Lost. So I bet you he
was
just like
say,
bumped her.
The first couple days was just like, okay, so let's start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning. Tell me everything.
Okay, so for some facts about the movie, my first one, Zemo is the primary antagonist of the Marvel, or he's the first primary antagonist of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that is not an enhanced supervillain. All the rest have been.
Even in the Solo? I don't know.
According to IMDb, which is never wrong.
I would say they're wrong.
Yeah,
Iron Man 2,
I would
Whiplash.
even Iron Man 1 would be
yeah.
Obadiah Stane. So
yeah.
Well, okay, mostly true. Fact. But
true.
The first generally accepted one was Wilson Fisk in Daredevil.
Okay, I guess like the other two we said had suits, but they're still not.
Yes, to be an enhanced supervillain.
Yeah,
so that would be enhanced.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll give it to him.
See, IMDb's never wrong.
Yeah, they're wrong most of the time.
Yes, most of the time. My second one, in the Blu-ray commentary, they verify that in the drawer in which Bucky gets the gun in Siberia, the drawer is labeled Romanov, which is Natasha's
I didn't
gun.
see. I noticed that this time I was watching it. Actually,
I was gonna say the second, like, yeah, now watching it.
I noticed it. Yeah,
that's kind of cool that they tie it together. Number 3 is that between this film, Black Panther, and Avengers: Infinity War, the Black Panther character has yet to appear in a film that has not grossed below $1 billion worldwide.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
He's gonna keep it going. Oh, we don't know.
Probably will.
Well, if he's in it,
he's even got to be in it for a little bit,
just a little bit, and he does it.
And then probably my favorite one. This is the second film that features Don Cheadle, in which a pinch is used to set an electromagnetic pulse that interrupts an electrical grid.
Yes, Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11 being the first.
It would have been funny if it was like the same. It looked exactly the same.
I think watching it the first time, I'm like, it's fucking the same thing. It's in a big white van in the middle of nowhere.
It is, yeah. Okay, my random facts about the movie. This film coincided with the 75th anniversary of Captain America, the 10th anniversary of the original Civil War comic book, and the 50th anniversary of Black Panther. I didn't know the comic book was that old, though.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit more recent.
Yeah. Number 2, Marissa Tomei was in her 50s when portraying Aunt May. In contrast to Rosemary Harris being in her 70s during Spider-Man, and Sally Field in her 60s during The Amazing Spider-Man. I think Tim Gavin would like that one.
Oh, yeah. Also, apparently, she dated RDJ for a little bit.
Yeah.
Or they had a relationship. Which I did not know.
And then my last one is Chris Evans' screen time is 5 minutes longer than Robert Downey Jr.
For someone who his name's on the title, and Robert wasn't even supposed to be in the movie.
It reminds me of Batman vs Superman. Superman had like 40 lines or something, something small, and Batman's pretty much the main character.
Yeah, the entire movie.
Okay, now it's time for our main event, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Hold on to your butts.
This week we will be talking about political involvement in the Avengers' affairs that causes a rift between Captain America and Iron Man in Captain America: Civil War.
And we do have a trailer. And an awesome trailer.
Yes, much better than the other one that we thought was going to be cool. But here is the...
See if you could tell the difference.
Yes. The first one to tell us the difference gets a shout out.
An empire toppled by its enemies can rise again. But one which crumbles from within.
You stole most of my fact.
That's dead.
What?
Oh, look, the pinch.
Oh, yeah.
Forever. I've thought about nothing else for over a year.
I also like how it's like the star on
the book and his arm.
Yeah. God, that's so perfect.
The world owes the Avengers an unpayable debt. While a great many people see you as heroes,
I want to watch this movie.
would prefer the word vigilante. You've operated with unlimited power and no supervision. That's something the world can no longer tolerate.
Sounds great.
We need to be put in check. Whatever form that takes, I'm game.
I don't mean to make things difficult.
And they did use a lot of the scenes from the original trailers anyways. There's a few that aren't in any of the trailers, but...
Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth.
You can't fight the friction. You can't take the pressure.
Sorry, Tom, but he's my friend.
So perfect.
That is awesome.
So was I.
Captain, you seem a little defensive. Well, it's been a long day.
Hurt himself right there.
Yeah. hurt myself too.
What do we do, Cap?
We fight.
Yeah, shout out to
Carpenter Sound, I guess, was the YouTube channel that set the Civil War trailer to Mission Impossible, which was awesome.
that was awesome.
Just everything about that.
And it's funny, they barely show like that airport scene till the end, which I think is one of the strongest scenes in the movie.
Yeah, really.
But I'd rather watch that movie without that scene. I think
I'd rather watch a Mission Impossible movie.
Them doing, if they did that to the Winter Soldier trailer, I think it would be perfect.
Oh, that
as
would
well.
be good too.
That'd be even better, because that is more of a spy movie than anything.
Than this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my top 5, I will start with my honorable mentions. I don't think I can screw that up now.
No.
All the scenes with Sam, Bucky, and Cap together, like that, they're the friend dynamic of the old friend and the new friend, basically.
Yeah.
And them trying to get along, I guess you could say. Another one would be the comic book lifted accurate scenes. So like when Iron Man and Cap are fighting, and he does his beams into the shield.
Yeah.
And he's holding them off. There was another one I had in mind too.
The Spider-Man doesn't Spider-Man hold the shield in one of them in the comic
I think
book?
that was one. Oh, yeah, I think it was more like the Civil War. That was the exact one. Ant-Man on an arrow tip.
On the arrow, yeah.
But yeah, how they
That's not from Civil War though. That was.
Yeah, but still, it's
from one of them.
Civil War. This movie was an adaptation of the books anyway. Because they couldn't use a lot of things, and they didn't know if they would have Spidey and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a very different story if you haven't read the comic book.
Yeah, like if they were to do that now, they could have almost basically done.
I think Spider-Man needs to be older, because that's like one of the biggest scenes is when
he gets.
I don't want to spoil the comic book, but yeah, you need an older Peter Parker.
You're right. The helicopter scene when.
That we just
saw, when Cap holds it with his arms, and then just kind of
I think they threw that in the trailer then just because of that, and Chris Evans is like, yeah, thank God, like I did hurt myself during that.
Right. I think that's why they used it so much. Is like, all right, one, it looks perfect, like it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one would be generally just all the fight scenes in this. The big one, the first one, and just pretty much all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But getting into the top 5, number 5 would be that it's a genius plan, which, like he even says it in the trailer, but revolt from within destroys most empires / teams. I learned that from freshman year West Civ. But I think there were 3 reasons. It's revolt from within and invasion from the outside. I can't remember the third reason of why like an empire would fail.
Fall. Yeah.
And no one I ask remembers it either. So it was like 10 years ago. But Zemo even says it. He says, an empire toppled by its enemies can rise again, but one which crumbles from within, that's dead forever. So that's basically his plan, is get them all fighting against each other. And my number 4 would be that it's a setup movie while it's still being great on its own, where it's like bringing in all these characters and setting up basically the universe going forward with like the Accords and them cracking down on superheroes in general, basically. But it's still like a Cap story all the way through.
Yeah, we do, and we get some setups for other heroes as well.
Mostly like Black Panther goes right into his movie, Spider-Man.
Right into his movie from there. Yeah, that's about it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even Infinity War
too,
it sets up, because Tony's got the phone and he's about to call Cap.
He's got the phone. Ant-Man and Hawkeye aren't there because they're under house arrest because they did.
Oh yeah,
they went along with it. So
sets up. Although, we'll get to it. And now I just remembered another complaint.
Okay, we'll get to. we'll have all your complaints because I don't have one.
Yeah.
My number 3 would be that it deals with some heavy stuff. kind of, for being like a comic book movie, or more. I won't say more adult stuff. Where like Zemo at the end, where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna try and get it, or you can't. He's like, he tells Black Panther, he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. But what, you can't tell that to the dead or something, and he tries to shoot himself.
Yeah.
And he stops him.
Like, the living aren't done with you yet.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass.
And the whole Black Panther arc with his dad, like, dying in front of him, being exploded and all that.
Lion King. I gotta see. Mufasa didn't explode, but close enough.
No, but we're gonna get to see him die again, so that'll be.
You don't know that. They could have switched that.
There's no way they.
Maybe he just has a heart attack.
I think that would upset more people than getting to see him.
You think he's just about to get trampled and he just dies?
Oh. But also, like, Iron Man's parents being killed. And then the whole, like, just brainwashing soldiers in general to use them. My number 2 is the Iron Man, basically my honorable mention, but the Iron Man and Cap / when Bucky comes in, their fight.
That specific fight, yeah. Like
when they're in
that room,
they're in the chamber.
It's a little small area, and fucking Cap and Bucky are throwing the shield back and forth.
Yeah.
It's
like
so
bouncing
cool.
off.
Yeah, bouncing off and they're catching it and throwing it back at him. And then just the repeat of the it's like, I could do this all day.
Yeah.
Just love that line.
And then my number 1 would be the airport fight. Just seeing everyone line up and, like, basically go, like, all the, even, like, the conversations too, where it's like, we were friends like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And even,
are we still gonna be friends after this?
Depends on how hard. Yeah. Depends on how hard you hit me.
Yeah, that, and then, like, that's like the first time we see Spider-Man in a suit.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I mean, second time for Black Panther.
Like
Giant Man, first time for that.
Yeah. So it does a lot, and it was supposedly shot continuously, which is insane.
We get to see. Don't they have Arrested Development?
Oh, like the chairlift or
truck. All right.
Yeah, but that's my top 5.
That's your top 5. All right, my honorable mentions. The final fight, which we were just talking about. The intro fight in, I forgot what country they were in.
Laos. I think it's Laos.
Yeah, like that fight.
Or Laos. It's how I would say it, but I think it's Laos, but I don't care.
But I don't care. Them
or Lagos.
Lagos?
Yeah.
Now you're all over the place. I don't believe any of these ones.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm gonna look it yeah, but I like that with Bucky versus Crossbones is awesome. We kind of get to see, I mean, Falcon do some cool stuff, like when
you actually
flying.
Get to see like his gadgets and
stuff.
Yeah,
but I love when he, I think he pulls up one of his wings as like a shield type thing. And he's like shooting behind it and like covering.
Oh, yeah,
Then he shoots those rockets to take them all out, which I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. And then my other honorable mention is the Stan Lee cameo at the end. Mr. Stank. Yep, this is Tony Stank.
The package for Tony Stank? Yeah, right here.
Right here. That's great. Then my number 5 is Sam and Bucky in the car. I won't quote it because I think you have one of the quotes.
I think basically just that.
That scene though is great.
So
just
perfect.
the look. This isn't the quote, but like after he makes out with Sharon Carter, like he's kind of like he like doesn't want to look at the car, but he's like kind of like has to see.
He knows that both.
He knows that they're both staring, and he like looks at him, and they're both just like. Yeah, just nodding.
Even he's got kind of like a grin on.
Yeah, it's just great. And then I'll give you the quote when it gets to that. But my number 4 is the chase scene when they're chasing Bucky through. Were they in Germany at that time, or they were in
I think Bucharest.
Bucharest,
and it is Lagos.
Lagos.
Let me see how
after the third place you named.
Oh, you hit it wrong first.
I didn't know what the place was called. I asked.
Okay, well,
Lagos. Okay. But then the chase scene where we get the intro to Black Panther, we finally see him the first time. That was awesome. But them in that tunnel is sweet. Also, them like running next to the cars is crazy. 'Cause they're all running faster than the cars.
They're all at like super speed.
Yeah.
They can run past everybody.
Yeah, and then like I would even count Bucky escaping as well, because that's an awesome scene where like even in the trailer the Tony's got the glove on. He shoots and he's just like, oh my god.
He's like, oh, he did.
Yeah. Where was I? Oh, 3 Zemo's plan. So like you said, like this is the first time we haven't had someone trying to destroy the world.
Right. It's just specifically them.
Yeah, or take over the world,
which would then in turn let whoever else.
Yeah, and like we don't. It's crazy. It's not even like I'd say it's a twist at the end, because you think the whole time like he's gonna go free these people, these other Winter Soldiers, and like take over the world with them, and then like we find out
probably would have been better.
We find out like no, that he just wanted to mess with you guys. Like he's like, oh, more of those people?
Like, no, forget about them.
He shot them all in the head. Like yeah, it's just a good reveal at the end.
Which I guess all of those Winter Soldiers were all like stunt people of
the
like one was Scarlet's stunt person. I think the other was
Captain was probably that main guy, and then Bucky. You could just throw a wig on one of them. Yeah, but that was cool. And then that was Anthony Russo, I think it is.
Oh yeah,
the dead,
he's
dead whoever, whoever
psychiatrist or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember whoever spot he took.
That's a little like I made the movie. I'm gonna put myself in.
Yeah, as a dead person. He has no lines. They only see him. You don't even see him like in person. We see like his leg. You just see a picture of him though.
And I think the voicemail on Zemo's phone is Russo's wife.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, just an extra thing where it's like, hey, can you come in and just record this? Save a couple bucks.
My number 2 is the airport scene. So like the Cap or the Ant-Man meeting Cap and all those small little interactions, and then like the fights are great. Bucky and Sam versus Spider-Man, and Hawkeye
right.
and
you did pick a really good quote.
Yeah, Hawkeye and Black Widow fighting, and even Black Panther.
And then he fights Black Panther.
Black Panther. Oh yeah, and like holds his own.
Like, hey, we haven't met yet. It's like, I don't care.
I don't care. Black Panther vs. Cap though is awesome, where he scratches the shield. There's so many great, and then like Giant Man, like we were saying, Ant-Man pops up.
Shit.
Yeah. Or it's this really old movie called Empire Strikes Back. How old is this kid?
He's on the young side.
I didn't carbon date him. Just there's so many good one-liners in the fight scenes, and the fight scenes are just awesome.
Yeah.
And then my number 1 is the Peter Parker intro and seeing Spider-Man. But
seeing him interact with everybody.
Yeah. But when he meets him in Queens, he's talking to Aunt May. Tony Stark's talking to Aunt May. Is just great. And then they go in the room and they're talking. He's like, "This is you.
Germany?
I got homework." You did not just say that. And he's asking him all these questions and just
because like why you want to do this.
Yeah, just great. And then like they go even more in depth in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah,
when we see the behind the scenes of like
that was a nice touch, because like I think they even filmed the other angles when they were filming for that movie specifically.
Yeah, I love those scenes. All right, a few problems.
Well, I didn't really have any. I know you have one, and then you said you wanted to add one.
Yes.
Just to keep your reminder up.
Yes, I forgot for a second, and I remembered.
So go fire away.
My first one is there was no Thor or Hulk, which just made this movie funnier, I think.
But we didn't know that they're funny together until Ragnarok.
So, true.
We didn't know how funny that would be.
That would be. Okay, so then they should have waited for Civil War.
He though? Like that's like a perfect.
Yeah, so that was just kind of a joke one. But then the other one is Cap at the end breaks into the raft, and they're all there, like in prison or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he breaks them out. But then how did Scott and Clint go on house arrest, so they just choose to stay then behind? Like, no, we're good, Cap.
Well, okay.
And they don't explain.
You know what?
They don't explain how Wanda and Vision got together. Because he breaks her out. She's technically a criminal too.
You know what? I don't have a legitimate answer to that could.
Yeah.
The only thing I could be like would
like
be
if they got rid of that end credit scene,
then they
it
could
made
never
sense.
see their families again. Would be the only way. So it's I think
they stay behind. Then
that way it's either they not that they stay behind, but it's like, all right, cool, we'll break out with you, but we'll turn ourselves in. Because
or he breaks them out of there. I was thinking maybe because that's like a supermax.
Oh,
then they go to
a
like
supervillain prison.
Yeah,
like, not for
so
them.
then maybe they go to the FBI after that.
Yeah, something like that. That would be the explained away or like one liner like.
I don't know. I'll ask the Russo brothers.
Hey, Russo. When we're interviewing them for their next movie.
Interviewing them. After Endgame comes out, we got an interview.
There's a legitimate possibility we might be able to get credentials to do that. Somehow. We'll have to look into that.
Well, we're not verified yet, so we got to work on that.
I mean, a lot of these ones you're seeing is like a bunch of random people, so.
All right. Favorite quotes, though.
Okay, favorite quotes. I'll go first because I have a bunch. And I'll just say the quotes. It's really hard to like. Oh, and then he said, and then and then.
Do you want me to be?
You want, yeah,
we
let's
try
do
to do that.
We'll do
we
that.
tried, and we stopped doing that, but I think we should bring it back.
I think we should because it's just easier to go through.
Okay.
So I'll be the first one, and you be the second one on each of them. So like I'll be the first line, you'll be the second line.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one was Bucky asked, "Can you move your seat up?"
No.
Just the deadpan, like, no, I'm not moving. Oh, did I put that honorable okay, yes, final thoughts.
Yeah, you do.
I was like, oh, I forgot. My second quote.
This is just one person, though, right?
Oh, okay,
yeah.
so it's just me.
Okay.
So it's at the after.
I'll set it up for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You do stage direction.
Scott just turns into Giant Man, and I think he grabs Rhodey.
He grabs Rhodey. Okay. Anybody on our side hiding any shocking and fantastic abilities they'd like to disclose? I'm open to suggestions. Like even in the middle of a fight, he's still like that snarky, smart-assy.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one. I'll even set it up. Hawkeye says, "I retire for what, like 5 minutes, and it all goes to shit."
And that's when he's talking to Vision and
right? and Wanda.
I do like his when he's talking to Tony though. It's a very similar line. He's like,
yeah.
"You're back from retirement?" He's like, "Yeah, I tried golf, played 18,
shot
18." So stupid, but I love it.
And then this next one, Iron Man asks, "Do you even remember them?" Like he was, "Do you even remember them?"
I remember all of them.
He like just like the emotion of like I even said earlier like putting the deep stuff in there. Like even though he's brainwashed, he still remembers all of the stuff he did. Like he still did it.
Yeah.
But he still remembers it all. And then my number 5, Falcon. He says, "No, you get to the jet, both of you. The rest of us aren't going to get out of here."
Then Hawkeye, as much as I hate to admit it, if we're gonna win this one, some of us might have to lose it.
Like, he's totally right.
Yeah,
it's like
they can't all make
in
it.
order for us to do this, we have to get captured basically, and then you guys go and finish it off.
Distract them, and
then probably the most popular one I would think, like right after the movie came out, was Zemo saying, "Mission report, December 16, 1991. Okay.
And then everyone freaking out when one of the words was homecoming.
Well, and another word was 17, and the movie came out in 2017. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. They know what they're talking about.
They know it. All right, my quotes. I found them all in clips because can't do them justice.
No, it's really hard to. Oh, come on. There we go.
those wings carbon fiber?
Is this stuff coming out of you?
Plenty rigidity flexibility ratio, which, gotta say, that's awesome.
I don't know if you've been in a fight before, but there's usually not this much talk.
All right, sorry, my bad. Guys, look, I'd love to keep this up, but I've only got one job here today, and I've got to impress Mr. Stark, so I'm really sorry. What?
What?
Couldn't have done that earlier.
I hate you. Just one
Just
of my
like the
favorites.
whisper.
That one part is my quote though, but yeah, just I hate you.
The whole thing.
Yeah, is this coming out of you? Kind of like a nod to the original one,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, but just so funny the way he says it too. It's like disgusted.
Is this stuff coming out of you?
And then my second one is Cap meeting Spider-Man.
You got hard, kid. Where you from?
Queens?
Brooklyn.
Just perfect. Just like that smirk he gives.
Yeah.
Just like,
It's like,
small
oh,
world.
yeah.
Like,
oh, I know people like you.
yeah. I hope we get to see more interactions between them two in
Yes.
future movies. Cause
That would be.
I think them two together would be great.
Well, we can't because Spidey's dead.
True.
And supposedly
yeah.
Chris Evans is done with it forever. Even though literally everyone is saying he's not.
He's not. And then my favorite one of all time is Cap meeting Ant-Man. Or Ant-Man meeting Cap.
Kind of ties into my final thought too.
Oh yeah. How did they all fit in there?
Especially Cap. Like, even that, he's like, "Hey, I know you retired, but."
And then like a nod to Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
He owes a debt.
And looks directly at Wanda.
Yeah.
What time?
His eyes like, oh.
This is awesome.
I know you.
I know you too. I've seen you before.
Oh, the.
Look, I want to say, I know you know a lot of super people, so thanks for thanking me.
Thanks for thinking of me.
Good to see you. Look, what happened last time?
It was a great audition, but it'll never happen
again.
They tell you what we're up against?
And this is great too.
Something about some psycho assassins?
We're outside the law on this one. So if you come with us, you're a wanted man.
Yeah, well, what else is new?
What else is new? What else is new?
We're evacuating the airport. Stark? Suit up.
Hank Pym said you can never trust
Trust
a
a
Stark.
Stark.
Who are you? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Just great. I love that scene. Do you want to do? We'll do final thoughts first,
Okay.
and I think that's how we should do it, just because
It's like right after.
it gets derailed.
Yeah.
But final thoughts of the movie. If you haven't seen the videos with Thor and his roommate Daryl, it's kind of what Thor has been doing during Civil War. It's
That's
hysterical.
hilarious, yeah.
And then I never had seen. So there's 3 different videos. There's one where it's Thor and Daryl, then another one with Thor and Daryl, like a longer one, and then there's Daryl and Grandmaster.
I don't think
they
I've seen
made for Ragnarok, and it's
yeah.
hysterical.
I don't think I've seen that one then.
He melts somebody.
Oh wait, maybe I have.
They like start a band and he melts the guitarist, and the one person in the band's like freaked out. And Daryl's just sitting behind the drums like, oh man, not again.
Not this again.
Yeah, and he's like, I actually miss my old roommate. You take these Asgardian coins and sell them. It's like, this is worth $1 bajillion, and he like throws it at him. Who's this purple weirdo? Vision. I'm surprised you guys knew that. Just some of the things.
It's more along like the Ragnarok humor, which
Which
nice.
I think they did those during Civil War. I think they were like, "Oh, Thor's funny." Like,
Thor's
oh,
hilarious.
Yeah.
Why did we not do this the whole time?
Yeah.
And then my final thoughts is that I love the VW bug that Cap decides to drive around with.
Yeah. It's not. It's inconspicuous, or it is.
It blends in.
It blends in. Nice getaway car. All right. Now on to recasting characters.
Yes. So running. I'm not going to run through because we ran through it last time. But I'm going to start with Winter Soldier. So I did Jude Law. Black Panther, I did Denzel Washington. Falcon, I did Chris Tucker.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a good. Ant-Man, I did Freddie Prinze Jr.
Okay.
Crossbones, if we're going the 80s, I want Jean-Claude Van Damme. If we're going 90s, then Jason Statham.
Okay. I like that. I had Jean-Claude Van Damme on mine, but as a different character.
Yes.
And I switched it.
And then Spider-Man, I had Jake Gyllenhaal. War Machine, I did Jaleel White.
I was like, I think I know who that is, but I had to check.
It's who you think it is.
Yeah, it's Urkel.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. Is it like him now? Because I'm picturing 90s.
Not Urkel.
Not Urkel.
All his roles after has been a lot more serious, but he can still do more funny.
Okay.
He's in Psych for a couple episodes.
Okay. So now though, not Okay.
Not Urkel. But
not Urkel.
The man playing Urkel.
I assumed. It's a big fat liar. Urkel out.
And then for Zemo, I went with Christian Slater.
I like that one. I could see him being a villain.
That's kind of
from Archer.
That's exactly why I did it. I saw you put it. I'm like, oh, you know what? This works perfectly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Also, he was on that the one like recasting picture going around that orange.
Oh yeah.
I got the idea from there too.
Okay, yeah, I won't go through mine, but I might do some nods next week. Though I'm gonna go through all of them.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, so Winter Soldier, I was trying to find someone that would work well with Harrison Ford, Captain America for me, and him and Sean Bean had been in a movie together. I don't know if I've never seen the movie, but I was like, you know what? I like Sean Bean. He has played very good villains.
He has.
And very good heroes.
Yes.
So I think he'd be perfect for Winter Soldier because
that's a really good one. I like it.
Yeah. Black Panther, I had to go with Wesley Snipes.
Yep.
But like a younger one, so I'd go like I was thinking White Man Can't Jump, which is another one of my guys for next week. Falcon, I had to go with a friend of Harrison. He does not have many friends that are his age, by the way, either. Like all his co-stars are either way older than him or way younger than him. So this was very hard.
That's how Harrison Ford does it.
Yeah, so like Winter Soldier, I was almost gonna go Mark Hamill, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna save it.
Yeah.
In case I want to use him, if I want to use him later.
You could Jarvis.
No, I already have a Jarvis.
Yeah, that's true. But that would still work.
But I went with Billy D. Williams. I think would be perfect. So Lando and Han meeting together. Ant-Man, I went with Michael Douglas because you have to.
Yeah. That's like a really good one.
Crossbones, I went with Michael Biehn, I think it is. He is from Aliens. Played Hicks. I think he would be good because we can't go all superstars in this movie.
Right, you do. I think that's where I'm getting like in trouble, or I'm trying to pick like.
I think he would be a good. I mean, he's great in Aliens, and he's a very good action star.
Okay,
so that's who I'd go with. My Spider-Man, I went with Sean Astin.
I like him.
I went like I'm thinking in between Goonies and Rudy. He could play like that lovable guy, like nerd kind of.
Oh yeah,
and I know his stunt double can take a beating, so
you can perform all this stuff.
Yeah. War Machine, Will Smith from Independence Day, and then Zemo, who was gonna be Jean-Claude Van Damme. I had originally, but then I decided to change it up, and I was looking for like a German actor, and like I couldn't find any from the
German
80s,
actor of all
from the 80s, and I was like, whoa, I am missing someone. Alan Rickman, Hans Gruber. Would be
the
perfect.
greatest German villain besides the biggest one.
Yeah, would be perfect. Yeah, so Hans Gruber as Zemo. I think
like
this
that.
would be a great movie.
You can't go wrong with that.
No. Yeah, so next week, what? Yeah.
It's a perfect
picture.
Yeah.
Next week, I'll go through all of mine again on top of who we missed for. There's, I think, 9 or 10 more for Infinity War that we have to recast.
There's so many.
Yeah. I got my list down, but I know I'm going to change it like 10 times.
I've got parts of my list. I still got to go through it.
Okay. All right, so now we will be ranking our top 5 Chris Evans movies.
Yes, and I'll start with my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I don't know why you put an honorable mention.
Because my honorable mention is number 4. Because I haven't seen the whole movie. I've only seen the part when I came over.
When you came over. I was going to say, like...
But my honorable mention is not another teen movie.
Great movie.
My number 3, which
You gonna switch it?
I'm gonna switch it. Number 3, Johnny Storm.
I was surprised on that.
Well, because it's more of a glorified cameo, but
okay.
But really, everyone
much better.
Exactly. I liked him as Johnny Storm. Like he plays that character, like the cocky young kid.
Yeah.
My number 2 is gonna be Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, where he plays Lucas Lee, or X number, I think 3. Pretty sure he's 3.
3?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
The movie star.
Yeah.
And then number 1 will be him playing Captain America the whole time.
Yeah, and all those.
And the movies that Tim mentions that I haven't seen. Otherwise, I'd probably put your number 2 on mine because I've heard very good things about it.
Yes. I was gonna yell at you about that one. So
I wasn't gonna rank it if I haven't seen it.
You've done it before, Tony.
I'm done with it. That's in the past.
I'm done with it. I don't think I've seen this movie. I love that it was an accident too. That you ranked it and then you realized
it was
while
like completely
watching
sincere too. I'm like,
because you ranked it pretty high. It wasn't like you ranked it low. Okay, so my top 5, my honorable mentions: Cellular. That one with Jason Statham, actually, the villain in that one. It's pretty good. Then I have Fantastic Four. Just because I think these other movies are better. And I like them more. Other honorable mention, The Iceman. He's barely in it, but he plays a hitman who drives around in an ice cream truck. It's awesome.
Oh boy.
With very long hair, too, and a beard. He looks very different. And then The Losers. I just haven't seen it in a while.
Right. That's the one where they're all another like superhero movie type, right?
Yeah, it's based off a graphic novel.
Oh, okay.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan's in it, and I want to say Idris Elba as well. Like, it's a very stacked cast. It just came out too early, I think. But number 5 is not another teen movie. Just a great ripoff of 90s
it was
teen
the
rom-coms.
parts I've seen. I'm like, this. Why have I not seen this yet?
Number 4, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Yeah, that is pretty high for it just being a glorified cameo in it, but it's a good movie.
Whenever you talk about that movie, everyone's like,
they name all the people.
Exactly, they name all the big names that were in it.
Number 3, The Perfect Score with him and Black Widow, actually, Scarlett Johansson.
They've worked on, what was it, like 6 movies in 3
Really?
years together or something? There was some fact about that, or trivia bit.
Yeah, this was another good one where they are trying to steal the answers to the SAT, and it's pretty funny. But my number 2, I could switch them, just depends, but I think number 1's got to be Captain America, but number 2 is Snowpiercer. How do I describe it? They're on like a train, and he's in the back half, which is the low poverty half, and they fight their way
to up
to the front of the train, and it's like a post-apocalyptic world where nothing outside the train is supposed to be alive.
Oh, okay.
And all that's left is this train that circles the world.
Oh, wow, okay. That sounds pretty cool.
It's crazy, and there's some very good fight scenes, and like he's kind of like the second in command of the poor people, and then eventually becomes the lead.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a crazy movie. Good cast. That would be 2, and then Captain America. I mean, you gotta put that number 1.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's just embodied that character so well over the last years.
All right, that's been our show today. Hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. And remember, share this with your friends.
And make sure to join us next week for the Mild Manner movie review when we discuss Avengers Infinity War with a special guest.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony. And we are the Dynamic Duo.
Good
night.